Well, there are growing fears among social grant recipients that they might not receive their social grants from next month. So we understand many of the cards, in fact, most of the cards will be expiring in June. So not all that long to go, and many struggling to actually renew them for various reasons. A number of issues that we're going to unpack quickly, but let's try and just help the SASSA recipients try and understand what's going on. SASSA spokesperson Paseka Letsatsi with us. Paseka, hello, good morning to you. Happy Freedom Day as well. There's quite a couple of issues I want to try and unpack. We won't have much time, but let me start with this. The cards that are expiring, come June or end of May, I think it is. Help me understand why people are struggling to renew them. I'm hearing that there's very long queues at SASSA offices and post offices. What's your understanding? Why is it so difficult?
Good morning, Gareth, and thanks for having us. I think basically what people have to, because these cards are expiring, the others were expiring in March, others in April until June or July. But the problem is that as people go to the post office, there's been an issue that they raised of capacity and long queues, which result in people getting frustrated. However, Gareth, I can give you a sense of comfort that we engaged with other stakeholders, in this instance, the banks, so that when people come there, we have requested them to exercise their right. The right which is there by law is that people, if they come there and they want to change whatever method of payment, they can simply use that particular right and perhaps use whatever channel which they feel that they are comfortable with.
Okay, let me just make sure I understand what channels we're talking about, Paseka. You mentioned banks. So somebody with a SASSA card that's going to be expiring, can they go to any bank? Are there particular banks they need to go to? I don't want someone to misunderstand what you're saying. What banks are you talking about?
The bank of their choice, Gareth, not a specific one, if they feel that they are unhappy with the services which they are getting. Because, Gareth, when you make an application for a social grant, there's a question there which is asked to you, which method of payment you prefer. You can prefer to give us a bank X or bank B, or you can prefer to use a cash pay point, wherein you go and get your money physically. So we have opened our offices overtime, especially we have requested our staff to work overtime, including in this instance on weekends, so that if anybody wants to change and they are unhappy with the services that they are getting, can then be able to offer it without any hindrance.
Okay, I was about to ask you about the office hours for the SASSA offices. I see it's no public holidays, not open. Weekends aren't ordinarily open. Paseka, you're telling me now that from this coming weekend, in 2 days' time, someone with a SASSA card can go to a SASSA office and it will be open. That's what you're telling me.
That's what I'm saying. I can confirm that, Gareth, that if people come to our offices, they would want to change their method of payment, we will definitely open this coming weekend.
Just very briefly, I need to say goodbye to you in a moment. There was concerns as well, reports coming through, a shortage of these new cards. The cards currently expiring, those that will expire come June, end of June, I think you said. Are there enough replacement cards for every single SASSA recipient in the country? Are there enough cards?
From where we are, Gareth, we expect with the contract that we have with both Post Office and Post Bank that they would then be able to resolve that matter. But Gareth, I think I would want to plead with you to understand my limitation, that I cannot cross the red line and speak on behalf of the Post Office. But where we are as an organization, we expect that when beneficiaries want to swap their card, they must not experience any problem, because at the end of the day, the intention is to make sure that when people want to get what is due to them, they are assisted without problems.
Yeah, that's absolutely how it should be working. Paseka, thank you very much indeed. It's very good news. Let me just recap as I say goodbye to the SASSA spokesperson, Paseka Letsatsi. If you are someone who has your SASSA card, it's expiring, or you're aware of someone whose SASSA card is going to be expiring as of this weekend, SASSA offices are open, according to Paseka, and also you should be able to go to any bank of your choice and get your card renewed as well. Perhaps the bank that you're banking with might be the best option. Post office, never a good idea. Maybe avoid the post office if you can. Doesn't seem to be going well. Go to the SASSA offices on the weekends and the bank of your choice.